How's it going, Nerd Report? This is Lewis here. Yeah, I think we're on. I see it. I see it. I believe it. I trust it, I think. I don't trust it, but I see it. Yeah, there we go. It's the Nerd Report live here on YouTube. My name is Lewis Lecca. I almost forgot, man. I have so many names. Yeah, there we go. Mute that real quick. So yeah, May the 4th today. I already see the likes coming in. Can you hear me? All right, May the 4th today. We're going to talk a little bit about Star Wars and stuff. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Feel free to express your opinion and stuff. And today I want to do something that's actually different for a lot of Star Wars fans, actually. I want to be positive about Star Wars. So this is going to be why I love Star Wars, the stream. I want to know why you love Star Wars in this stream too in the comments. Because regardless, you could complain about it all you want, but we're here. There's a reason why we're here. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about the prequels. We can talk about anything you want after. I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap of who I am as far as like Star Wars and stuff. Let me know how the audio sounds. Everything is A-okay, like I love it to be and stuff. Maybe we'll get some guests in here. All right, guys. Here's my history with Star Wars. Is the sound coming okay? Yeah. All right, man. I got to say, okay, it all started with A New Hope. As a kid watching that movie in the theaters, yes, I actually saw it in the theaters. Grauman's Chinese Theater back then, and it all began. It is the first memory I have, my first theatrical memory I have, is watching A New Hope. And what I remember is back then, you had to actually line up to get tickets, and then line up to get into the theater. And the line over there at the Chinese was actually around the block. Like it was bad, man. It was bad for back then. I do remember that, and I remember being there. And I mean, once the Star Wars logo came in, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, everyone cheered. Everyone knew to cheer, even though it was a new film back then. And I was little, man. I was really little, and I do remember seeing Darth Vader pop out. And me hiding under the chair, under the chairs there at the theater. And I almost remember exactly where I sat, too. So from there, I was like, wow, this movie is bigger than life. You got to remember, back then, there was everything else, and then Star Wars was like, from left field, massive. I didn't know who directed it. I didn't know the names of the actors. I didn't know who the heck Harrison Ford was. I didn't know who the heck Carrie Fisher was, Peter Mayhew, Mark Hamill, Anthony Daniels. I didn't know any of them. Nothing was familiar to me. It was just something, bam, right? And we saw the lightsabers for the first time there. And I remember thinking that what the ushers had in the theater, those lights, for people to watch where they're walking. I thought those were lightsabers. That's how I was like, man, I need one of those. But it was truly a magical experience. And watching the movie, right? The hero, Luke Skywalker, like a farm boy, I have nothing in common with this guy. Nothing. He's nothing. We don't look alike. We don't sound alike. We're not born. We don't have the same. I'm from the city. He's a farm boy. But I remember watching there when Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen passed away, when they got killed by the stormtroopers, how I wanted to fight with Luke. And that's where my fandom, I was rooting for the good guys back then. Even though the good guys, Luke is kind of dorky looking. He looks like a dork. He's kind of dorky, right? And then, seeing the movie, all that, aliens we've never seen before, ships we've never seen before. Yeah, man. And just feeling I guess no one's ever felt before. You know, with the introduction of the Force, Luke destroying the. You know, back in the day, it's weird because now it's not as popular as it was, but the trash compactor was a massive scene back in the day with Star Wars. The trash compactor scene was incredible. The Death Star blowing up was incredible. You know, Chewbacca was out of this world back then. Everyone loved. They still do, but Chewbacca was always something big. And I remember watching that, and then you know, many years later, the kids in class were like, "Dude, did you know that movie was like part 4?" Because we were obsessed with Star Wars. The kids were, and I was like, "Do you remember that was actually part 4 of a lot of movies?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." It was just all it said was Star Wars. How could this be a part 4? Where are the other ones? Where are the other movies? And I remember like one of our teachers was like, "Yeah, this is actually the middle of a longer story." And I was like, "Did I miss those stories? Where are they?" And I remember specifically going back to school and people talking about the holiday special, because yes, they had the holiday special, and I guess that was being created as they were making The Empire Strikes Back, and it was awful. But I didn't see it back then, right? The only reason I know the holiday special is awful is because I hunted it down and watched it later. Like, I know you did that. I know everyone did. But yeah, I see a lot of people coming in live talking about their first introduction to Star Wars and why they love it. Please do that. That's what this stream's about and stuff. I'll try to read a few of them and stuff. Share the experience. Share the positivity with Star Wars, because I know like the negativity is like really popular. I'm sure no one's gonna watch this video because it's positive towards Star Wars. Yeah, kill me. But yeah, there's a reason why everyone cares. It's because it hit people. You know, it hit people. But yeah, so the holiday special, I didn't get a chance to see that because I guess it aired once, and I swear everyone thought that was one of the prequels. Like, at least in my circle of kids, right? It was weird. It was weird, man. And then I know that Mark Hamill and I'm not sure if the rest of the cast, they showed up in the Muppet Show, and they were wearing, Mark Hamill was wearing like the Star Wars outfits, you know, from Empire Strikes Back. And then here it came. You know, they were making the sequel, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. So what made Star Wars big? What made it great? Was it George Lucas? Yes. But it was also Gary Kurtz. It was John Williams. It was the editing. It was Marcia Lucas helping with the editing. It was there at the right time at the right time at the right place. It was a great chemistry that the cast and crew had. You know, George Lucas was the center of it, but it was a lot of people collaborated for Star Wars. A lot of people collaborated for Star Wars. So it was a group effort, definitely. And that's something, you know, I'll bring up later when we talk about the prequels, that the group wasn't there. Maybe that's why, you know, the quality, according to some, I know some of you still like it a lot, but we're being positive. Yeah, so the naysayers and the group, let's just say the group that was there in 77, most of them still alive back when the prequels were around, didn't come back for it. So, but yeah, Star Wars 1977 was a big collaboration, $11 million to make. I know they talk about how that's a small budget, but I mean, back then it's a big budget. I know they want to say like, oh, you know, they want to play the underdog, but I don't know, man. So look, here's another urban legend about Star Wars that some of you guys may not know, and I'm going to share some of it. So I'm going to share some of the stuff I remember. George Lucas made American Graffiti, and he was, you know, THX 1138. He wasn't really a big director. He wasn't rich. So when he made Star Wars, he actually went to the studio after it was a big success getting nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars, and pitched, he actually told the studios, I have 12 of these movies, and 12 Star Wars. Yes, that's right. Not 6, 12. There's actually documentation of him saying that. So as far as like him having everything planned, it was an evolving storyline. All right. Darth Vader being the dad of Luke and Leia, I think that was brought in later. I think the original idea, especially in A New Hope, you see it, is that Darth Vader was actually a different entity than, was someone else than Anakin Skywalker. It wasn't, Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader were two different people. At least that's what I think. I think the proof is having Leia and Luke making out for 5 hours. I mean, there's even that's in the deleted scenes. So, yeah, as far as like, I think Star Wars has always been, the outline's been there, but it's been evolving. And there's also the story where George Lucas, like, actually was having personal problems, getting a divorce and stuff like that. That is out there. I'm not making it up. So he wanted to spend time more with his family, and he kind of wanted to get away from Star Wars, right? So he never really completed the 12 back then. Anyways, I don't know how much that is really, really the case, but that is out there. Marcia Lucas, big instrumental in Raiders of the Lost Ark and A New Hope. So there you go with that. And then here comes the movie that I think as a kid, most kids won't like because it doesn't really have a conclusion. But as an adult, you realize it's the best movie ever made. And that's The Empire Strikes Back. Now, why? Like, kids are not... Okay, so it's definitely a darker movie. That movie's like this, man. Like, fast and intense. Awesome music. It's so good. I mean, I remember one guy was saying the story, a friend of mine, a Star Wars fan, who's much older than I am, saying that there was very little hope that this movie, Empire Strikes Back, would even come close to the first one. And that they were just blown away about how good, that it was actually better. So people were like blown away by The Empire Strikes Back. Especially if you're older, right? The cliffhanger, it's just the ultimate second act. The movie, to me, has the best scene in Star Wars history, and that's when Yoda moves the X-Wing, from the swamp on Dagobah. And you hear the music, John Williams music. You see Yoda. And then Yoda, it's right after that speech, like Luke's trying to move the X-Wing out of the swamp. And then he can't do it. He just gives up. And Yoda gives him that speech, about what the Force is and stuff like that. And then Luke is like, you want the impossible, whatever. And Yoda just like moves that shit, man, with using the Force. And you hear John Williams' score is amazing. Yoda looks amazing. The cinematography there is amazing. And it gives me chills, man, because I remember watching that as a kid, right as that ship is levitating up in the air. And then I remember the air conditioner blasted kind of on me, like right on cue, man. So I felt like I was there on Dagobah. I know it sounds silly, but yeah. Nah, freak that. It didn't sound silly. It's not silly. But yeah, that was, to me, the best scene in any Star Wars movie, because it's topped off by what's it called? Luke Skywalker looking at the ship. Yoda just lifted from the swamp and put on the ground the X-Wing, and he's like, he goes to Yoda. He goes, I can't believe it. And Yoda just simply goes, That is why you fail. Boom! And if you look at the editing of that movie, right when it does that, it turns to Vader choking out one of the officers for failing him, right? So it's just such a good movie. Such a damn good movie, man. Such good characters. Introduction of Lando, Boba Fett. Sometimes, like, people say Boba Fett in the prequels sucked. I mean, in the original sucked. He didn't do anything. But sometimes less is more, right? Now he's redeemed himself with the Mandalorian, but there you go with that. Empire Strikes Back, my favorite of the Star Wars films by far. But as a kid, the Return of the Jedi. Kids love Return of the Jedi. That's just the way it is. Kids love the Return of the Jedi. I think it's because it has the Emperor in there. It has Jabba the Hutt's palace. The entire cast. It has Leia in a slave outfit. And I gotta say, I think that space battle at the end with the music and Admiral Akbar, man, that was good. I know a lot of people, like, there's actually a segment of people that want to, they rag on Return of the Jedi, but nah, man, Return of the Jedi is, like, really, really good. Like, really good. Really good film. You know, there's a little bit of, people are saying that Return of the Jedi is their favorite. There's a little bit of foreshadowing with Vader, like, turning, that I would have preferred they would have taken out. Like, I think Return of the Jedi could have been perfect if they would have just, like, everyone thinks Vader is evil, including the audience, and Luke's the only one saying, no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He has good in him. And we're like, nah, dude, like, the guy's whack. Like, the guy's bad. And at the very end, it was Luke who fooled not only the cast, not only the characters in the movie, but us, the audience. I think that would have been rad. There's a little bit of foreshadowing, actually a lot of foreshadowing. Vader's going to come back in that movie. The Ewok scenes, it is what it is. It's a little bit long. But the space battle, Emperor Palpatine, the entire, you failed, Your Highness. I'm now a Jedi. And it's like, so be it, Jedi. And then, like, the lightning comes out. When you first see that, the lightning out of Palpatine's hands. And what does that mean to you? Like, it could mean anything. A lot of, film's art, so it's up to interpretation. So when the Emperor goes, so be it, Jedi, and uses his lightning, and he says, young fool, only at the end do you understand. To me, he's telling him actually that the dark side is actually stronger than the good side. And I think George Lucas actually alluded to that once, that, yes, the dark side is stronger because they seek power, and the Jedi kind of don't really seek, the power. So in a fight, the Sith are going to always have an advantage and stuff. I think that was kind of cool, something Lucas added. But yeah, there was a push for toys there. Return of the Jedi, kind of a little bit of the original group was dismantled. I believe George and his wife weren't together. I'm not sure. So she wasn't helping with the editing or the romance of Star Wars. And look, this is where I gotta say, theatrical version, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi is Star Wars. The other stuff to me is just great companion, but it's a little weird. But I'm gonna, let's talk about, fast forward. I don't even know when they came out, but the special edition stuff. George came in there, fixed some of the, allegedly fixed some of the VFX and stuff, and enhanced it, and it was marketed as the way he intended it to be. And I don't know, man. I don't know about that's the way he intended it to be, but A New Hope special edition, the space battle looked better to me. I thought the space battle, some of the panning, the fights looked much better. Empire Strikes Back was probably, I would say, I could do without. It's flat. I mean, it doesn't improve or ruin anything. Return of the Jedi Special Edition, I think, kind of a little bit hurt the movie because of the singing in Jabba's palace, which I didn't care for. I do like in A New Hope that they added in, they added the deleted scene with Wedge. Was it Wedge? Yeah, I think it was Wedge or Biggs. They added Biggs in there, about talking about the Academy and stuff like that. So, but yeah, the first film. It's actually available out there, 4K theatrical version, but it's fan made. Somehow the fans got it. I heard, that's what I heard. It's a 4K restoration of the original trilogy and stuff. So, fast forward 1999, the anticipation, the Phantom Menace, Star Wars Episode 1, the Phantom Menace. That was a time we all went to go watch Waterboy just to check out the Phantom Menace trailer, which, we didn't have the internet back then, so we had to go and pay to either watch that one, and there was another movie that was Brad Pitt, Benjamin Bratt, was that it? When did that come out? Did that come out in 99? So those two movies we saw it on the internet. What's up, everyone? We saw it on the internet. Benjamin Pratt. It's the one where he doesn't age, I think. But we had to go. I remember that. I remember heading towards. Well, first of all, finding out on dial-up internet that the trailer was going to play in two films. And I don't know if this has got to be documented somewhere, online still. So it was Waterboy, Benjamin Pratt or whatever, and I remember we ran to City Walk, and I remember people running in to City Walk, and the trailer dropped, and everybody went berserk. And then they played the trailer again at the end if you stayed for the movie. But people were actually just paying the ticket and leaving. Benjamin Button. All right. Sorry, man. E. Stevens. Thanks. Please sub. I need your help to know my movies. But yeah, people were actually, they paid to watch a trailer. But you know what? It sounds stupid, but it was fun. It was fun, to do dumb stuff like that, man. And that's a positive thing, And then continuing with the Phantom Menace, I did, meeting a lot of Star Wars fans on Hollywood Boulevard because I remember the day they sold the tickets for Phantom Menace. It was 7 days before, and there was a group called LiningUp.net, which are a friend of mine's. They were lined up there. They were raising money for the Starbright's Children's Foundation. So, they were the first in line. And I remember the day they were selling the tickets, there were 7 days before, and you could only show up and get it. This was when it was the Grauman's Chinese Theater, I believe. Now it's the TCL. Right when the tickets went on sale, it was really early in the morning, and people were camping out. There was thousands. When the tickets went on sale, it turned from thousands to millions, man. There were helicopters everywhere. People were chanting 7 more days for Star Wars. The Phantom Menace. And the cast was amazing, Natalie Portman, Liam Neeson. Jake Lloyd looked like a young Anakin, or someone who's related to Luke. Sam Jackson, Ewan McGregor. It was great, man. Yeah, it was Man's Chinese Theater. Chinese Theater. There you go. Robert Garcia in the house. But I remember that. And all the news outlets, people making fun of us for lining up. But we didn't give a crap. We were there for Star Wars. We felt bad. This is 99 Phantom Menace. We felt bad that people didn't get Star Wars. That's it. Bottom line. Now, mind you, I forgot. I'm giving you a little bit of the history of Star Wars since it's May. May the 4th be with you. of my history of Star Wars. And look, add yours in the comments because everybody, I'm very curious about those stories. All through the 90s, the toys started coming back. You know, after we had Return of the Jedi was the last movie, we didn't have any Star Wars, and then the toys started sneaking back in, and we got the special editions with those amazing trailers. Phantom Menace trailer hit again, awesome cast, 7-day pre-sale, breaking all sorts of records. We, as fans, we really wanted it to beat Titanic. Of course, it didn't get to. But something interesting, 7 days before the movie came out, and we bought our tickets on Hollywood Boulevard. We had to go back and line up the next week to watch the film. The movie actually screened for critics. And we started hearing, because the media would talk to us, right? Online, in the line. And we started hearing the whispers, right? That the movie sucked. This for Phantom Menace, of course. And we're like, no, man. No way Phantom Menace sucks, man. No way George Lucas is going to deal with it. There's no way. You know, you got lightsabers, you got pistols and stuff, and they're like, no, there's this rabbit in the movie. There's a rabbit in the movie that looks like super fake. All right, what rabbit are you talking about? Something like Bar Binks or something like that. Okay, look, it's become a pain in the ass. You know, everybody talking about Jar Jar. Everybody's sick of Jar Jar, right? Quit bitching about Jar Jar, but hey, truth of the matter, the thing was in there. Phantom Menace for 40. He was like in there like at least 75% of the movie, you know. So look, I watched the movie the next week. I thought it was different, but I liked it. Until I started watching it more, and then reality started kicking in, and then yeah, it wasn't that good for me. But look, here's a positive, right? We got Darth Maul. Great fight. We got, we got the Duel of the Fates track. But best of all, we knew that the story was going to head to something amazing. It was heading towards the fall of Anakin Skywalker. All right, good. There we go. And we like, hey, you know what? George's been rusty, so he's just getting back into it. His first movie in 30 years or whatever. He doesn't direct much. He directed and wrote this. So, yeah, he was like, So, fast forward 3 years later, I believe 2002, we get Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Let's speak positive about Attack of the Clones. All right. Tamia Morrison, good, cool actor. We had, I was going to say Jet Li. Christopher Lee. Count Dooku was awesome. Natalie Portman, finally, she's starting to grow up, she's in her, 20s or whatever, looking good, man. Someone to rival Leia. Then we have, Hayden Christensen. I don't care what they say. Hayden Christensen, he was really trying to pull it off. And Hayden has now really, come into his own. People like him, especially if you were a kid back then. People like Hayden Christensen and stuff. We had the fight. Finally saw Yoda fight with a lightsaber. Was that a good thing? I don't know. What do I like? What I like most about Attack of the Clones? I like the music. Man, Attack of the Clones was bad. What do I like about Attack of the Clones? Jango Fett was dope. Oh, seismic charges. I love seismic charges. Those were dope too. But no matter what you thought of the movie, love or hate it, we knew that it was something big was in the horizon. The rise of the Empire, right? So, fast forward. We got 2005, Revenge of the Sith, which was foreshadowed by Darth Maul in the first movie. He said, at last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have our revenge. And yes, the Revenge of the Sith, considered by most people the best of the prequel. Why? Because it got down to business. It got down to business. This is why we wanted to go to the prequels. Why did Anakin turn evil? What's up with the formation of the Republic, the Old Republic, or the Empire? You know, I'm sure I'm missing some stuff because there's a lot to it. Darth Vader's suit, Emperor Palpatine. You know, how did Amidala die? How did Padme pass away? You know, the fight between, the tragic fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin, right? All that stuff. What are stormtroopers? We got an answer to that. We got kind of an answer to that. All right. And George just said, you know what? I'm done with these. I have no more stories to tell. He did say that back in 2005. So he did have more stories to tell, I guess. He was outlining stuff. But lo and behold, fast forward. Disney buys, Lucasfilm. And we're all like, what? Oh, no. But some of us were like, hey, that's not that bad because Marvel, they're doing good with Marvel, right? So what do? They buy Star Wars. They buy every Lucasfilm property, and they announce they're going forward. They're going after Return of the Jedi, and we were like, what? That's what we want. Right? Back then, I know a lot of I'm gonna say nerds, but I lovingly say nerds. A lot of us wanted J.J. Abrams to do a Star Wars movie because he did a good job with Star Trek. And yes, people love Star Trek, the reboot. So what do? They hire J.J. Abrams. What do? They hire Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford. And from what I remember, man, I loved the trailer. When that thing hit, I was like, oh my God, thank you, Disney. All right, this is Star Wars. Guess what? I love the movie too. It's just attached to the other movies. That's the problem. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, I think even the mystery box aspect of it, J.J. Abrams, with the mystery he left could have been solved in the future. It wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, there you got it. My opinion. It doesn't change your opinion, and you may disagree. But Daisy Ridley brought a lot of energy to the cast. She had a lot. The first one, I'm talking about, not all of them. She did her stuff, man. John Boyega, Adam Driver. Fuck, he was awesome. Sorry, I had to drop that. Oscar Isaac, Mark Hamill didn't show up, but hey, you know what? He came back. He was. It was cool. This was Star Wars. Looked and felt like Star Wars. Sure, it was a little bit like, A New Hope. But history repeats itself, so I forgave it. And stuff. And then we got the one that got Lisa and I a trip. Wake up. A trip. She's sleeping next to me. A trip to Skywalker Ranch. We covered Rogue One. We were at Skywalker Ranch and Lucasfilm covering Rogue One. We went to Celebration. We saw the trailer. We saw a trailer for Rogue One. We were like, dude, they're going to have this movie. They're making prequel Star Wars movies that look like the original trilogy. So Rogue One came out. Rogue One's good. Made over $1 billion. All right. And it gave us a little bit of a different thing that's kind of still familiar. Yes, it's not 100%, 100% new. But Rogue One, there you go. And we're getting Diego Luna back. We even got a little bit of Darth Vader. And the crazy part is that movie was reshot, man. Think about that. There's a different Rogue One somewhere. And I got to be honest with you, I prefer to release the original cut of Rogue One just to see an alternate version than Snyder cut. But that's a different story. Solid movie. Love the look. Every time I see it, it gets better. for me, I mean, it's just me. I know we're talking positive about Star Wars. So there you go with that. I love the look of the original trilogy, and this movie, Rogue One, gave us that. Next up, the highly anticipated The Last Jedi. We're talking positive. And The Last Jedi does have positive. The movie looks amazing. It looks great. Daisy Ridley's back. Mark Hamill's acting in this, I'm sorry, it's A+. Mark Hamill is A+. He brought it, man. He brought it. Mark Hamill, who's been someone who some people have criticized his acting skill, he brought it. Watch that again. He was so good in Last Jedi. All right. You could debate his plot point or whatever. He was great in The Last Jedi. All right. The scene where Mark Hamill reunites with Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, and the music and knowing that Carrie Fisher is gone in the real world, that scene was amazing. I think a 10 out of 10. You know, when he says Leia, and then she says, I know where you're gonna say my hair is different or something like that. It's just so good. And then Mark leaves and winks at C-3PO goes, Master Skywalker, and Luke winks at him. And he's walking out, and you see all the rebels, or the resistance or whatever, just stand up. It's like, oh my God, Luke Skywalker's there. That is amazing. What happened after, I don't know. It's up to you. But, yeah, that was good. That was good. Fast forward now, or slow forward. Not really fast forward, like less than a year after. Solo, a Star Wars story. Eldon Etchen, Aaron Rack. Sorry, guys. Aaron Rack. Blah, blah. He is Han Solo, but Harrison Ford is Han Solo. How are you going to compete with that, man? Come on. Well, Donald Glover did a good Lando, so I guess you can do it. But he was already facing an uphill battle. So, yeah, even if he was good, people were going to say he was not. How's the movie, though? It's a fine movie. Not the best. It's not really needed. I got to rewatch that one. Because I know a lot of people that are into Star Wars that much, that are kind of sick of Star Wars, like that movie. But I don't know if they're just doing it to be, different or whatever. But Star Wars, Solo, a Star Wars story, maybe it belongs in Disney Plus. Maybe it could be improved. I don't know why the heck Alden wasn't mimicking Ford. I heard he was asked not to mimic Harrison Ford. That doesn't work. Donald Glover was awesome because he mimicked Lando, and that's why it worked. You got to mimic these people, and I think it's kind of weird they choose not to. But hey, look, dude, we're talking spoilers. I had Darth Maul at the end. What more could I say? All right, guys, and then here we go. The final movie in the Skywalker saga, The Rise of Skywalker. J.J. Abrams Returns. Fans are upset at the Last Jedi, maybe. I don't know. We could make up all our theories. I don't know what happens behind closed doors. I don't know if the studio actually said, hey, let's alter this, bring it back, do fan service. I don't know if that happens. No one knows that happens. No one on YouTube. that's telling you that happens knows. I'm Access Media. I don't know. No one knows. Lucasfilm is really quiet. So, like, there's a lot of fake news out there. You guys want to hear it? Go ahead. But I'm just telling you. A lot of the stuff. Yeah. Anyways, J.J. Abrams' return to The Rise of Skywalker. Controversial. What are the good parts about it? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What are the good... There's... You know, I do like the scene where... what is it? Kylo Ren and, Rey are doing like a lightning or force tug of war with the ship that Chewie was on. I do like that. That was morbid, man. That was effed up. I do like that. And I do like the scene where they came back at the end, to fight the First Order in space with Lando. I like that scene. But I'll keep it positive. You got to plan out Star Wars. You have to outline it, guys. You can't. And there was a rumor that the studio did not outline, that they were making up as they go. And this is actually a positive thing. Us fans, we expect more out of these movies. We expect the people who have it, are in charge of it, to actually plan it out. Like I plan out podcasts. It's my duty. And I'm not even making $1 zillion. I plan out my lunch. I plan out Star Wars. All right. We love Star Wars. That's why we care. Bottom line. We still love it. And Mandalorian, has come. And people love Mandalorian. What's great about Mandalorian? It feels like Star Wars. It has surprises. They kept Baby Yoda on the wraps. We didn't know about that. It's plenty of toys. It could be bought and sold to the fans. So, yeah, it's positive. The Mandalorian is definitely a positive step. Something that has reunited the fans on the most part. Now you're probably like thinking, why have I not mentioned the animation? I'm more of a live action dude. So that's why, to me, Star Wars is always going to be live action. All right. So there you go. Not really, not a rant, just keeping it positive. Why I love Star Wars, and stuff like that. But I'm curious to see what you guys think on this May the 4th. Where could it go from now? Where could it go from the Rise of Skywalker? There's a lot of TV shows announced Cassian Andor, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things to look forward to. But I appreciate everyone that has been able to watch the stream, and I appreciate all the friends I've met throughout the years through Star Wars. The experience with my mom being the first movie I saw with her, the experience with my friends that are passed away. Some of my friends that even passed away I wish they could come back. They could tell me, you know what, Disney bought the saga, man. Like, even forget the quality, like what you think of it, but just to see their face, wow, that's crazy, And, there's so many people I had great times watching the movies with, that are still with us. Some are not. And it's been a long time, man. I just we like to bitch, but hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day, if the quality is diminished, the fans ask for more. So when the fans are going to ask for more, they're gonna, the storyline's gonna get kind of watered down. That's just the way of things. It's the way of the Force. See you guys later.